billion. Today it has escalated to 500. Okay, it has escalated to 500. Now, if it has escalated to 500, what have they used this money to do in the last 20 years? The money that they are borrowing, both the one they have borrowed during the regime of PDP, they have in total borrowed 500, billion dollars. $500 billion, $500 billion. What have they do with it? There is no security, there is no power, there is no infrastructural development. So you ask yourself, what are they doing with those money? What are they doing with all this borrowing? They are borrowing it to put it in their pocket. And the next thing that you are going to see is that they are going to leave Peter Obi handicapped. They are going to leave him there with nothing. And you are going to imagine, if they are doing these things to leave him with nothing, you will imagine how the country will be. Now the debt is sitting on, according to their statistics, $100 billion. According to their statistics. And this debt, they are not being serviced. That's why they are going back to go to IDA, the place where the world poorest countries are doing their borrowing. They are going there to take their own borrowing extra, excluded $100 billion that is already borrowed. Now, they will continue to do this borrowing. They will continue to do it and underreport it. They underreport unemployment rate, they underreport inflation rate, they underreport everything, so that the next person who will go there, when they go there, they see there is no money to do service delivery. The next thing they are going to do is that they wouldn't have a choice than to enrich themselves. That is the reason why everyone wants to go there, because at the end of the day, they will have to enrich themselves. Even if there is no money to fix the country, they will have money to enrich themselves. Now, you will begin to ask yourselves, now, if you believe that there is something that will come out of Nigeria, ask yourself, who are the people sponsoring the political campaign and where is that money coming from? If the international bodies are the ones sponsoring the political campaign of the one who will be your president, including this Peter Obi that you are calling on every time, whoever that is sponsoring the political campaign is going to be the Godfather. And according to them, Godfather, every demand of Godfather must be met first. The demand of those who sponsor the political campaign must be met first. If it is somebody from USA that is sponsoring Obi's political campaign, the demands, everything, you must know that these people are going to be the ones in power. Because basically they use their money to place you there. So, it is another debt for the nation. These are the things that we undermine in so many African nations who sponsor the political campaign of your president. Is it your colonial master? Is it the people that are oppressing you that are sponsoring the political campaign? Because at some point there must be a sponsor. And you need to know who is this sponsor, so that you will know what's the catch, the leverage, and what is the reason why they are sponsoring the politicians in Nigeria. Is it because of your oil? Is it because they want to continue to hold you under this neo-colonial agenda? These are the things that we should not undermine. Because as long as he started talking now about the money matters in Nigeria, I believe by the time he will, he will understand where he is going to place himself, the hot pot of soup that is going to go into in the name of trying to be Nigeria president, which Nigeria will be empty in their purse by the time he will get there, or whoever that will get there, and they will loot their own way, and they are not thinking about this. If you look at the article he wrote here, it is to show you that they are underreporting the statistics. He knows that they are reporting the statistics. He said that they are not yet in political campaign yet. When they go into political campaign, more analysis will be shown and more exposition will be made as per how these people has been running the contraption called Nigeria. Now, that is when he will know, you will know the mess you are going into if eventually 2023 is going to come. You will know the mess you are going to go into if eventually 2023 is going to come. So as you know, while we are still on this, and I want you to know that the Nigeria you see today, there is nobody that will climb the seat or position of the leadership in Nigeria that will do things differently. Nobody will do things differently. Nobody will fix your infrastructure. Nobody will fix your security. Nobody. Do you know why? I am not saying it because we are leaving Nigeria. I am saying it because I am not saying it to be politically correct. I am saying it, I'm stating a fact. The reason why I am saying this is because for you to do anything, you need money. You need GDP. You need your economy to grow. You need inflation rate to go down. You need, you need a lot of things. You need to navigate through a lot of things and solve the problems, before you will be able to help the masses. You need money to service the unemployment rate. You need money to service the debt. So in a situation whereby you climb into that seat of leadership, there is no money there because the cabals that is there now is trying to empty the pocket of Nigeria before they will step down. Now that is the reason why they have started afresh to start looting and burning the office and the House of Representative, or is it a House of Assembly, the one that is trending? Because of this thing that we are talking about right now. If there is no money, your president will be as lame as you that is a poor person. But where they will not be lame is where they enrich themselves. Because are they going to enrich themselves? Of course. If you can't beat them, you join them. That is the language that all this president, they will speak to themselves. If we cannot beat them, we join them. Since there is no money, let me take the one that will be enough for my family. Let me practice nepotism, because nepotism is what they practice. We place our people in the positions so that this money will come in quantums to the family. We are going to solve the generational budget deficit, which is curbing generational poverty while promoting generational wealth. Without you even thinking about the 200 million people that gave you the employment as a leader. So many things that you see in Africa, it is because the leadership you see there, they are standing on a wrong footing. They are trying to build on a wrong foundation. Which this wrong foundation we are talking about right now, it is the structure called Nigeria. Structure nurtured by amalgamation. Structure to solve the budget deficit of the northern Nigeria and not Nigeria. Because the structure is only to enrich people from the northern Nigeria while enriching few people that is from the south. So that, they will use them and say that these people are rich. What have they done? It is to solve the budget deficit. That is the reason why you find the northern man being the African richest person. Have you ever asked yourself why? That is the reason why you see Dangote being favored more than every other business people in Nigeria More than every other entrepreneur in Nigeria, it is always Dangote. During the regime of Obasanjo and Atiku, it was Dangote. During the regime of the imposter you see today, it is also Dangote. Because wherever there is a business discussion, Dangote will go with them, to discuss business. Is he the only man that is a businessman in the country? Because you are there to solve the budget deficit of the people of the North, not to solve the budget deficit of the indigenous people, not to help the poor masses. You are there to help the Northern people, not to help yourselves. That is the reason why we continue to tell you, going through election process, it is not the key. It is not a solution to your problem, because the person that you are going to elect there, it is going to be one person representing you around a group of cabals. But if eventually, any president who want to enrich their families in this contraption called Nigeria, the only thing they could do for poor masses, because there is nothing they will do under this structure. Believe me, nobody will go and sit on this structure called Nigeria that will do anything beneficial to poor people in Nigeria. Take it to the bank, you will continue to get the same result. Put God there, only God, because God will overhaul the structure and destroy the amalgamation and set things the way they should be, by placing people back to where they come from, placing people back to how he created them. It is only God that can solve it. Not even angels of God will be able to solve what is happening in Nigeria. Not even angels of God. You don't know the meaning of angels of God, because angel will come in form of human. They don't come in form of a winged bird or winged creature. They come in form of human, and sit there and talk to you. They will not be able to solve it, except that God who knows how you will be successful. And the only way you are going to be successful is to break away from that, you going there to solve their budget deficit, and solve your own budget deficit first before you extend it, the help or the offer. Because there is a lot of budget deficit in the South. People in Bayelsa, people in the coastal region, Bayelsa State, Goodluck, Jonathan State, they don't have electricity. Do you know that? In his community, they don't have electricity. Why? But he was there because he cannot do it. That is the reason why no matter who goes there, it will not help you. No matter whom you place there, it will not be a solution. The only solution is disintegration of the contraption, disintegration of the structure led to you by a British man who only have the agenda to help solve their own budget deficit in Britain. That is the reason why, as long as you are still under British oligarchy, there is nobody who will help you there. As long as you are still together, you are there fighting one another, just like President of United States said in Afghanistan, that these are this different set of derogatories who have never gotten along with each other, that they will never have peace. And that is exactly what is going on in Nigeria. People, most of them have no respect for human democracy or anything. They are derogatories. They will have never gotten along with each other. That is the reason why God created many people, and he placed them where they placed them. Place these people where you place these people. And there is a free trade which was being done through trade by barter. Trade by barter. If you are in Nigeria and the people from Ghana, they have gold, that Nigeria have oil, they trade their gold. If the demand of Nigeria is gold, then they will give Ghana oil, and while the demand of Ghana is oil, they give Ghana oil and they trade it with their gold. This is how God made things to be. This is how God, if the Biafrans and the Oduduwa, if the Oduduwa's deficit is, is gold, or if their resources or whatever they are producing is cocoa or any other thing, or palm oil, if the deficit that you are suffering from the Biafra land is palm oil and you have crude oil, you go and give Oduduwa crude oil and you collect their palm oil, to solve your own deficit, to solve the things that you do not have that you need. That is how God created these places to be. But a man came from Britain, a man came from Europe and changed the mindset of God and bring derogatories together. And these derogatories, they have never gotten along with each other. Only if they have a bilateral relationship, only if they have that thing that, trading relationship, that we have businesses together. Once we finish, you go your way, I go my way. You know where you are loyal, you know where your boundary starts, you know where it ends. That is even the reason why in your own villages today, if you have a farmland, you will go and put a zioke, you will go and put a boundary with Ogilishi. You go and put a boundary with Ogilishi. You lower your boundary so that the other people that is, your neighbor of that land, the land that is next to you, they will not come and cut out from your boundary. Because God created you and give you people boundaries. Boundaries. So now, if I create my boundary, anytime I come, I don't find this boundary which I put here, or Girish which I put here in the boundary that is between me, my land and yours. If I don't find it, I will ask you, what is going on? Why did you remove my boundary? It means that you want to, extend your land to mine. Then you will explain to me. Boundary does not mean that you do not have access to go into the land, but you do not have access to take things that is in that land without the notice of the owner of the land. That is the reason why God created all these things, created people and placed them on their own. And a Britain man came and tell you, the handwork of God is not supposed to be, that it is the handwork of the Britain that will now favor you. But every day you people will kneel down, will be sleeping in church, just like I see women in CWO laying flat all over the place. In the name they are praying. And maybe they are in August meeting, laying flat on the floor, praying. Praying to what? You are all, what God called this act. He called it hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Because that is not the way. The way is that you need to implement things that will help you. Not to be kneeling down and laying on your stomach to pray. Prayer without work is dead. So you people are doing only prayer without work. God created places and gave them boundary beyond which is not passed. Are you paying attention? He gave them boundary beyond which is not passed. He created a sea. He created a dry land. And beyond the sea will never pass the boundary unless the anger of God is high. He will rise the sea to go over the boundary and now oppress people that is on the hinterland, oppress people that is on the dry land. That is how God created everything. That is the reason why when you go to the river, you see the bank of the river. When you go to any place you go, you see where it ends, where their boundaries end. Now Britain came to tell you that now, southern region that is on their own, let us bring you people together and destroy that thing which God is created, beyond which is not passed, beyond which you are not supposed to pass. You can only pass there if there is any business relationship, if there is anything that you need to do with it that will help both nations, that is the only way you are going to pass there, to come together to find a common ground that will help the both nations. They broke that place and then they now say to you, be together. It is true that so many people may argue, and especially the Pan-Africanism or Pan-African movement may argue that the borderless Africa will be the best. But let me tell you, the borderless Africa is going to be the best. But before you create a borderless Africa, you need to educate the people of Africa. That the borderless Africa does not mean that You will cross from your own place and go and be committing crime in another man's land. No, you cannot do it. You go from your land, you go into another land, you respect the law of their land. You should pay respect to the law of every nation that you go. That is the reason why Christ teaches you, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give to God what belongs to God. If you go to Rome, you start behaving like Romans. In a context, if you want to contextualize it, you will say, when you go to Rome, obey the laws of the Romans, so that you will not go to the other side of the law. You will not go pay for your crime by disobeying the law and saying it is not done that way where you come from. You should obey the law of every land that you have gone into. That is the preaching of Jesus Christ. That is the preaching of Jesus Christ for those who will tell you otherwise. Now, when there is the Biafra land, there is Oduduwa land, there is Arewa in the north. In these three regions, God gives them a boundary beyond which you cannot pass. If you have to pass it, you must have a reason for passing it, and you must have a good mindset for passing it. But somebody came and broke the God's creation, broke it, and say, come together. Once you come together, I will make you a greatest nation, giant of Africa, by breaking God's creation. That is the rules. You broke the rules of God, because God created these people and called them by their different nations. And the reason why he did that, because he knows that these nations, for them to get along with each other, it is difficult. Therefore, if they are on their own, let them get along with each other through businesses. Let them get along with each other through trade. When they finish trade, to your tent, O Israel. That's how it is. To your tent, O Israel. That's how he made it. But a man from Europe, because he's a white man, you are a black monkey, you don't understand, you don't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself, they came and tell you that you need to come together. But now, after telling you you need to come together, they now teach you how to bring walls and borders to all the nations. Not even, border, there is a border. God created it that you create a border with trees. Trees, you create a border like that. They now teaches you that you create a border with walls. After now bringing people that they know that they are not getting along with each other through the history. If you go through the history, they have never gotten along with each other without a fight. Now, you now tell them come together. That is the reason why they call it experiment of oil and water, trying to mix them together. Experiment of bringing oil and water together to see if it is going to stand. Now, that experiment, as a result of it, is what you are seeing today, that is affecting everybody in that contraption. And some people will come and tell you that it will be all right one day. Now let's go into the studio and find out the things that is happening because of this amalgamation. We are going to touch on the few things that is happening because I only have 10 minutes to leave here now. We are going into the studio, but I want those who will be able to serve my message to Peter Obi. They are going to leave for you an empty nation. And you are going to make a worse president in an empty nation, worse than the ones that is going to be left, that is going to give you the office, because that is their plan. If there is no money in the seat of leadership, there is nothing that you will be able to achieve, and you don't have right to complain because you accepted to do the job, because there is no room for complaint, because you know what you are getting yourself into. So for those of you proposing for PVC, make sure you understand and know your faith. Make sure you understand and you embrace your faith that is about to come to you, because you will cry, had I know always come last. The best thing that we need is referendum. Let those who love themselves go and stay with themselves. Let those who love themselves go and stay with themselves. Let those who understand themselves go and stay with themselves. Even if it is 10 of them, there is, a place where there is peace, joy, and harmony. It is a place where there is said that every funanya de kudonade. That is a saying in Igbo land where